Hello my dear students, myself Miss Vaishali Dekate. Welcome to my channel. I am teaching you Environmental Studies Part 1 in Standard 5th. Today we are going to study chapter number 16, Water. We will cover all the topics from chapter in this video. But before that, subscribe my channel by pressing subscribe at right side. Press the bell icon also to get my recent videos. Name of our chapter number 16 is water. Children, we all know this proverb in English which state water is life. So, it is not possible for all of us, for all of living thing on the earth, whether they are plants or animals or human beings. It is not possible for all of us to survive without water. Water is important necessity of our life. So, do you all know how much water is available for all of us from the earth? Let us see. See children, from 100% of water on earth, 97% water is ocean water. That means 97% water is salty water which cannot be used. Then from 3% of fresh water, if you look at the picture, here we can see that this from 3% of fresh water, 70% is in the glacier form. So again this cannot be used. Then 29% water is underground water. So we can use very small quantity from this underground water, and less than 1% is rivers and lakes. So this less than 1% water is available to all of us. From 100% water on the earth, only less than 1% of water is available to all of us. So we have to think that how we should use water. The water should be used with utmost care. Judiciously we have to use it. We should not waste the water. So let us start our lesson with the explanation. See children, in the beginning of the lesson, we can see these three questions are there. Can you recall what happened when a spoonful of sugar, sawdust and soil are added to a glass of water? Okay, so let us see in the picture alongside. The sawdust is there, then soil is there, and sugar we cannot see. Why we cannot see sugar? Because sugar dissolves in water, we all know that, and the soil gets settled at the bottom, and we can see the sawdust amount of sawdust, small quantity of sawdust is floating on the water. So what happens to all these three substances when we add them in the water? Let us see the answer once more. The sugar will dissolve in water. Part of soil and sawdust will be at the bottom, and water gets brownish color. So this is happened when we add all these substances. So we have to be very careful to see that all the substances which are harmful to all of us should not be added in the water. So we should avoid the pollution or contamination of water. So this is the answer for first question. What is the second question, children? Which are three states of water? So we all know three states of water are solid, liquid and vapor. Solid form is mostly in the ice form. When we see ice, that ice is nothing but the solid form of the water, and water we drink daily, that is liquid form of water, and vapor, that means when we boil the water it is converted into gases form, and that gaseous form is the water vapor. So in this way these are the three states of water: solid, liquid and vapor. Now let us see next question. What is done to make drinking water clean and safe? So we all know it is not always we are getting clean drinking water. So what should be done to make it clean and safe for drinking? So answer is drinking water must be treated well so that the impurities and microorganisms die. We all know if it is not clean, it contains lots of microorganisms and they are harmful to all of us. So it should be treated properly so that all the impurities and microorganisms should die. Water must be purified and filtered so that it becomes clean for drinking. At home level, what we should do? We must filter and boil the water before using it for drinking. So boiling is the best option to make the water clean and safe for drinking. So in this way, we can write the answers to these 3 questions which are given in the beginning of the lesson. Now let us start the explanation of lesson. One more activity is given here. Try this. While it is raining, you have to do this in rainy season. When there is rainy season in June, July, August, you have to try this activity. While it is raining, collect some of the rainwater directly in a clean container placed in the open. Also collect some of the rainwater that is flowing over the ground, observe and compare the two. So I hope you all have understood the activity. When it is raining, what you have to do? You have to take clean container and directly from rain you have to collect the water in that container. कळतं आहे ना सगळ्यांना? आपल्याला काय करायचं आहे, एक छोटंसं भांडं, छोटंसं पातेलं घ्यायचं आहे आणि त्याच्यामध्ये जेव्हा पाऊस येतो त्यावेळेला डायरेक्टली त्या पावसापासून वॉटर कलेक्ट करायचं आहे. आणि सेकंड काय करायचं आहे, जेव्हा ते वॉटर खाली जमिनीवर वाहत असतं ते वॉटर आपल्याला दुसऱ्या कंटेनरमध्ये कलेक्ट करायचं आहे. अँड व्हॉट डिफरन्स डू यू सी? व्हॉट इज द रिझन फॉर दॅट? दोन वॉटरमध्ये आपल्याला कुठलं डिफरन्स दिसेल बरं? हे बघा, एका ग्लासमध्ये आपल्याला क्लीन वॉटर दिसतं आहे आणि सेकंड ग्लासमध्ये आपल्याला मडी वॉटर दिसतं आहे. सो धिस फर्स्ट ग्लास इज हॅव्हिंग द वॉटर विच इज डिरेक्टली we have got from the rain, and in second glass we can see the water which is we have got from the flowing water on the ground. So this difference we can see. Water in the clean container has no impurities mixed in it because we have directly got it from the rain, and the second sample is muddy and dirty because the mud along with the dirt has mixed with the water. Some substances are harmful for life. So in that muddy water, few substances are there which are very harmful for our life. There may be microorganisms also which creates harmful diseases also. So these are the substances which can be harmful to us, and this is how water gets polluted. So let us see what is pollution. Pollution of water. When other substances get mixed with water, it becomes impure. Just now we have seen when we collect the water from the ground, flowing water from the ground, it was muddy because it has few impurities inside it. So when the other substances get mixed with water, it becomes impure. Some of these substances float in the water. They do not dissolve in the water, or they did not get settled at the bottom, so they float in the water. म्हणजे काय, काही इम्प्युरिटी ज्या असतात त्या वॉटरवरती तरंगत असतात, त्या खाली तळाला जमा होत नाहीत. So the water looks unclean or muddy. Some substances dissolve in water and we cannot see them. Just now we have seen in the activity in the beginning of the lesson how sugar gets dissolved in water. Sugar पाण्यामध्ये पूर्णपणे विरघळून जाते, त्यामुळे आपण ते बघू शकत नाही. जेव्हा आपण शुगर, त्याच्यानंतर सॉडस्ट आणि सॉईल वॉटरमध्ये टाकलं त्यावेळेला शुगर आपल्याला दिसत नाही, कारण काय होतं, शुगर पूर्णपणे वॉटरमध्ये विरघळून जाते. त्याचप्रमाणे असे पण काही सबस्टॅन्सेस असतात जे पाण्यामध्ये विरघळतात, त्या जे पाण्यामध्ये डिझॉल्व्ह होतात आणि त्यामुळे आपल्याला दिसू शकत नाही, पण ते सुद्धा हार्मफुल असू शकतात. So some substances dissolve in water and we cannot see them. If the substances that have got mixed with water are harmful for living things, we say that the water has become polluted. So all these substances which get mixed in water, if they are harmful for us, for our life, we can say that water is polluted. Rivers, lakes are our sources of water. How does their water get polluted? We all know that we get the water from rivers and lake. Just now we have seen in the beginning, I have shown you one graph of clean water, fresh water and salty water from the ocean. So only less than 1% water is available to us from rivers and lakes. These are the sources of water for us. So the water from rivers and lake also gets polluted. We should know how does their water get polluted. So let us see. Can you see in the picture alongside what is going on in the picture alongside? Let us see. So children, we can see here how this dirty water, wastewater is discharged through these big pipes in river. हो की नाही, आपल्याला दिसतंय ना कसं रिव्हरमध्ये हे डर्टी वॉटर डिस्चार्ज केलं जातं आहे. सो दिस डर्टी वॉटर may have lots of impurities, lots of microorganisms, pathogens. These impurities makes water polluted. Pathogens and or microorganisms make water contaminated. So polluted water is unfit to drink, and the contaminated water spreads lots of diseases. We all know that. So in this way, through human activities, water becomes polluted. We can observe few more pictures here. How the garbage is thrown in the water, and wastewater from the factories are released in the river. We can see the sewage water also here. So this sewage water from our houses, the liquid waste from our houses is released through this sewage, and that sewage water is also discharged in the river water and lake water. And in this way, due to human activities only, the water is becoming polluted. आपल्या अशा काही ॲक्टिव्हिटीज असतात ज्यामुळे आपण आपलंच वॉटर जे आपल्याला नेचर थ्रू मिळालेलं आहे ते आपण पोल्युटेड करतो आहे, ते आपण कंटॅमिनेटेड करतो आहे. सो व्हॉट इज द आन्सर? हाऊ अवर रिव्हर्स अँड लेक्स आर बिकमिंग polluted? Water pollution is caused due to several reasons: sewage and wastewater. Sewage, garbage and liquid waste of household, agricultural land and factories are discharged into lakes and rivers, and this waste contain harmful chemicals and toxins which makes water poisonous. So in this way we are making our water poisonous. Here in the answer we can see how the liquid waste from household is also harmful. So what is the liquid waste from our house we are releasing in the water? Let us see, one more question is there in the textbook. List the substances that are mixed in the wastewater drained out of kitchen and bathroom in your house. So can you think which is the wastewater which we are draining out from our kitchen and from our bathroom? काय काय बरं आपल्या किचनमधून वेस्ट आपण सिवेजच्या थ्रू रिलीज करतो? तर आपण काय काय रिलीज करतो बघा. डर्ट फ्रॉम व्हेजिटेबल अँड मीट अँड फिश. हे सगळं डर्ट जे आपण व्हेजिटेबल वॉश करतो, आपण मीट वॉश करतो, फिश वॉश करतो, सो त्याच्यावरची जी डर्ट आहे ती किचनच्या ड्रेनेजच्या थ्रू रिलीज होते. त्याचप्रमाणे पीसेस ऑफ फायबर अँड सोप फ्रॉम आवर हँड्स. वेन we are using bathrooms also, this soap water is also released in the water through the sewage, and in this way we are polluting the water. Due to the human activities the water is polluted. So it is also very important to dispose of this waste water. ह्या वेस्ट वॉटरची व्यवस्थित प्रकारे विल्हेवाट लावल्या गेली पाहिजे, नाहीतर ह्याच्यामुळे अनेक प्रकारचे आजार उद्भवू शकतात. आपल्या निसर्गाला त्याचा धोका उत्पन्न होऊ शकतो. करेक्ट ना? वी आर व्हेरी रिस्पॉन्सिबल टू create the balance in the environment. There should be, we all know that there should be environmental balance should be maintained. आणि ते आपण कसं मेंटेन करू शकतो? by creating or by avoiding, we can say, by avoiding the pollution of air, pollution of water. So all this pollution we have to avoid. So let us see how to dispose of the wastewater. Disposal of wastewater. The wastewater of a city or town is collected and let into water body at a convenient location. The wastewater from residential building as well as from factories and industries contain many kinds of impurities. Some of these dissolve in water while some do not. So we have seen how the wastewater from industries, factories, and from our houses, from the residential buildings, from the agricultural land is released in a water body, but at a convenient location. It cannot be released anywhere. There is a location, and from that particular location it should be released in the water, in the river water, in the lake water, and it should be treated properly because it can contains various impurities. खूप साऱ्या इम्प्युरिटीज असतात ह्या वेस्ट वॉटरमध्ये, त्यातल्या काही डिझॉल्व्ह झालेल्या असतात ज्या आपल्याला दिसत पण नाही आणि त्या खूप हार्मफुल असू शकतात. सो फॉर दॅट द वॉटर शुड बी ट्रीटेड प्रॉपरली. सो इन दिस वे डिस्पोजल ऑफ वेस्ट वॉटर टेक्स प्लेस in our country. Sewage water can carry microorganisms that spread diseases. Wastewater from industries is more likely to contain poisonous substances. We have seen this. If all this wastewater is let into water bodies as it is, the water bodies become polluted and that is very dangerous. Correct na? So as it is, if it is released, जसं ते इंडस्ट्रीमधून वेस्ट वॉटर निघतं किंवा फॅक्टरीजमधून वेस्ट वॉटर निघतं, जसंच्या तसं जर ते रिलीज केलं तर ते खूप जास्त डेंजरस असू शकतं. त्याला जसंच्या तसं रिलीज करता येत नाही, त्याला जसंच्या तसं डिस्चार्ज करता येत नाही, त्याच्यावर आधी ट्रीटमेंट करावी लागते. सो सच वॉटर कॅन नॉट बी यूज फॉर ड्रिंकिंग ऑर फॉर एनी अदर पर्पजेस. जर असं वॉटर रिलीज केलं आणि रिव्हरमध्ये ते किती डर्टी होऊ शकतं. इट कॅन बी cause of various diseases also. It is very harmful for the aquatic animals and aquatic plants also. So such water cannot be used for drinking or for any other purposes. That is why it is compulsory for factory owners to treat the water before letting it out. So it is very compulsory for factory owners to treat the water. आधी त्या वॉटरवर ट्रीटमेंट करायची असते आणि नंतरच ते वॉटर रिव्हर्समध्ये आणि लेक्समध्ये रिलीज करायचं असतं. सिमिलरली सीवेज अँड अदर वेस्ट वॉटर ऑफ टाउन्स अँड सिटीज इज प्रोसेस्ड फॉर प्युरिफिकेशन बिफोर लेटिंग इट इन टू वॉटर बॉडी. दिस हेल्प्स टू प्रिव्हेंट pollution of water. So sewage water and other waste from our household, from our residential building is also processed for purification. त्या वेस्ट वॉटरचं सुद्धा प्युरिफिकेशन होतं आणि नंतरच ते लेक्समध्ये आणि रिव्हरमध्ये रिलीज केलं जातं, ज्यामुळे पोल्युशन कमी होऊ शकतं. सो इन दिस वे डिस्पोजल ऑफ वेस्ट वॉटर टेक्स प्लेस. सो वेन इट इज रिलीज्ड इन द रिव्हर, what happened? This flowing water of river gets purified to some extent by natural processes. We all know the river water is flowing water, and due to that it gets purified naturally. In nature it is only gets purified, but it is not necessary all the water from the river is purified. It is pure. So before water is supplied to the town or cities, it is purified at big water tanks. Okay, so we can see here river water treatment plant. So most of the water which is released in the river and lake get purified naturally because river water is flowing water. ते तसंच्या तसं पुष्कळसं प्युअर होऊन जातं. जे आपण फॅक्टरीजमधून, इंडस्ट्रीजमधून, रेसिडेन्शियल बिल्डिंग्समधून थ्रू सिवेज त्याच्यावर ट्रीटमेंट करून आपण रिव्हरमध्ये रिलीज करतो. पण तरीसुद्धा थोडं इम्प्युअर ते वॉटर असतंच, पण ते नॅचरली प्युअर होतं. पण इट इज नॉट नेसेसरी की ते संपूर्ण वॉटर प्युअर झालेलं असेल. आणि म्हणून जेव्हा आपल्याला हे रिव्हर वॉटर ड्रिंकिंगसाठी आपल्या घरी येतं तेव्हा त्याच्या आधी त्याच्यावर ट्रीटमेंट झालेली असते, ते प्युरिफाईड केलेलं असतं. सो इन दिस वे डिस्पोजल ऑफ वेस्ट वॉटर टेक्स प्लेस. चिल्ड्रन, डू यू नो, if large quantities of impurities get mixed with river water, the natural processes of purification cannot keep pace. करेक्ट ना? मी आताच सांगितलं की नॅचरली वॉटर प्युरिफिकेशन होऊ शकत नाही जर खूप जास्त प्रमाणात इम्प्युरिटीज मिक्स झाल्या असतील. The proportion of oxygen dissolved in the water is reduced, and this is a threat to aquatic living thing. So if such type of impure water get mixed in river water and lakes, the oxygen level gets reduced, and due to that it can create a threat to the life of aquatic animals and plants in the river. So for that only we have to purify the water, and then only we can release it in the rivers and lakes. So how the purification of water take place? At a small amount in your houses, you can do this small experiment for the purification of water. You can collect a muddy water and you can do this experiment. Let us see the experiment. Take a plastic bottle, tie a clean piece of cloth over its mouth. Cut off the base of the bottle and hold the bottle upside down. So can you see here in the picture, this base of bottle is cut over here. Here the base is cut, and then at the mouth the clean cloth is tied over there. Okay, and then the bottle is held upside down. In this way the bottle is held upside down. Now what is there next? Pour some powdered coal into it. So first there is the layer of powdered coal. Here we can see the coal is powdered, and then it is put inside the bottle. That is the first layer. Then add fine sand. Then what is the next layer? There is the layer of fine sand. Then we can see the coarse sand. This is the coarse sand in the end, and in this way 3 different layers inside the bottle as shown we have to make. Then place the bottle on its lower cutoff portion as shown in the figure. Now pour some muddy water containing some rubbish, and slowly we have to pour the water in the bottle from here. Here you can pour the water, and in this way this muddy water can be poured. And so what we will see in the end, observe the water that flows into the base of the bottle. It appears clean. Of course, you have to learn that there could be microorganism in it. So in the end we get here the clean water, but it may have microorganisms inside it, because most of the mud, most of the impurities get absorbed here. Due to all these layers, this gets absorbed. In the last layer also, which is the layer of powdered coal also, most of the impurities get absorbed, and then remaining impurities get settled at this cloth which is tied at the mouth of the bottle, and then in the end we get the water which looks very clean. But it is not necessary this water is pure water, because it may have microorganisms and some dissolved impurities inside it. So in this way, at the small amount you can do at your house this very small experiment to see the purification of water. So now let us see how the water gets purified at water works. There are few questions in the beginning of this paragraph. Let us see the questions first, and then we will see how the purification of water takes place at water works. Visit the nearest waterworks along with your teacher. Obtain permission to interview an official there to learn about the purification process. You may ask the following questions to the people over there, okay, to the official of the waterworks. So what are the questions given to us, and which questions we should ask to the officials? What source of water is used for the public water supply system? How many liters of water are purified every day? What processes are used to make the water clean, transparent and germ free, which is very important? In what order all these processes are carried out? What is done to rid the water of bad smells? So we all know at waterworks water gets purified. This impure water from river and lakes water get impure due to the discharge of water from factories, industries, from residential building. या सगळ्या ठिकाणाहून जे वॉटर रिव्हरमध्ये आणि लेक्समध्ये मिक्स केल्या जातं, त्याच्यामुळे रिव्हरचं वॉटर, लेक्सचं वॉटर थोडंसं इम्प्युअर झालेलं असतं, थोडंसं पोल्युटेड झालेलं असतं, कंटॅमिनेटेड झालेलं असतं. मग हे वॉटर आपल्यापर्यंत पोहोचवण्यापूर्वी त्याच्यावर ट्रीटमेंट केली जाते वॉटर वर्क्सच्या ठिकाणी. मग ती ट्रीटमेंट काय असते हे सगळं आपल्याला त्यांना विचारायचं आहे, आणि आपल्याला काय आन्सर मिळणार आहे ते आपण आता बघणार आहोत. सो हाऊ द ट्रीटमेंट ऑफ वॉटर is done in the water purification plant. Let us see one by one. water purification processes at water works. First, it is settling. The water from the water source is allowed to stand in a large tank. Alum is also used to help the process of settling. So, in a large water tank, water is allowed to stand still. एका खूप मोठ्या टँकमध्ये वॉटर ठेवून देतात अँड देन the alum is used, and due to that alum most of the impurities get settled at the bottom. सगळ्या impurities ज्या जास्तीत जास्त impurities ज्या असतात त्या alum यूज केल्यामुळे खाली बॉटममध्ये त्या सेटल होतात, खाली जमा होतात impurities. So this is the first step of प्युरिफिकेशन ऑफ वॉटर. ही फर्स्ट स्टेप आहे. त्याच्यानंतर काय करतात बरं, फिल्ट्रेशन. वॉटर इज फिल्टर्ड युजिंग फिल्ट्रेशन मशीन. बिग फिल्ट्रेशन मशीन्स आर यूज टू फिल्टर दॅट वॉटर. नाउ व्हॉट इज द नेक्स्ट स्टेप? Oxygenation. Air and water are allowed to mix with the help of pumps. This cause oxygen from the air to dissolve in water. Correct na? Because the impurities get mixed, so oxygen level of the water is reduced. So what is done here? The oxygen from the air is allowed to dissolve in water, and in this way water become oxygenated. Then what is the next step? One more step is there, chlorination. Chlorine is mixed in water to kill the germs in it. Chlorine is a chemical which is mixed in the water, and in this way the germs inside the water gets killed, and in this way the water is purified at water works. So we have seen these 4 steps of purification of water, and we drink this purified water at our houses. At our houses also we are having filtration machines, small filter machines. Through this water gets filtered, and what we can see useful option or best option to purify water is to boil the water. At our houses we can boil the water and we can drink that water, so it may not cause any diseases. But while traveling we require lots of water. You all know, children, when we are traveling to the other places, to the other town, we require lots of water and we cannot carry that much of water with us. So while traveling we often buy the bottled drinking water. Correct na? So the bottles are available at the places like bus stand, railway station, and so what we have to do, read the information about the water given on the bottle and tell others about it too. So when you buy such bottles, water bottles at bus stop, at railway station, what you have to do, you have to read the information about the water. The date of bottling, when the water is bottled when the water is put inside the bottle, that date is written over there. Then period for which the water can be safely used is printed on the bottle. Okay, it is given from the packaging date is there, and till which date you can use it. That means expiry date is also there. You have to read that expiry date, and accordingly you have to buy the water bottle. It is important to read this information when buying a bottle. Once you have opened it, the water should not be kept for very long. एकदा ओपन केलं तर ते वॉटर जास्त दिवस ठेवायचं नसतं, ते लवकर संपवून टाकायचं. ओके, अँड एम्प्टी बॉटल मस्ट बी क्रश्ड अँड थ्रोन इन टू गार्बेज बिन so that it cannot be reused. Once the bottle gets empty, what we have to do? We have to crush it and we have to throw it in the garbage bin. So while traveling, we have to be very careful while buying the water bottle. So children, always read this information which is given on this bottle. Okay, and then only you can buy the bottle. Now see children, we have seen that how various regions are there in our India. In our big cities, in metropolitan cities, availability of water is very easy and simple. We can get these water bottles very easily, we can buy it. But in India, there are few regions where there is no rain for many years, there is no water from many years. So what do the people of such regions they do? So let us see, one more question is there. If at some place it did not rain for a very long period of time, what would be its effect on the life of people there? Hmm? So there are such places in India where there is no rain for very long period of time. So what is the effect on the life of people over there? Let us see. Water evaporates continuously. We all know that all over on the earth's surface, water evaporates continuously due to the heat of the sun. And that is why places where there does not rain for long time experience a drought. Okay, so the places where does not rain for long time, they can experience drought. What is such condition known as? Where there is no rain for long time and the water, all the water on the surface gets evaporated, so they experience drought. At such places, the water level falls in rivers, wells, lakes, burns and dams. Some of these may even go dry. अशा ठिकाणी काय होतं? रिव्हरमधली, वेल्समधली, लेक्स, बर्न, डॅम सगळीकडचे वॉटर लेवल खूप खाली गेलेली असते आणि काही ठिकाणी तर पूर्णपणे ड्राय झालेलं असतं. द लँड ऑल्सो ड्रायज अप ड्यू टू एव्हॅपरेशन. लँडसुद्धा, जमीनसुद्धा पूर्णपणे ड्राय झालेली असते. ह्युमन्स अँड ॲनिमल्स सफर फ्रॉम स्केअरसिटी ऑफ वॉटर. स्केअरसिटी, पाण्याची कमतरता, पाणी नसतं. सो देर इज नो वॉटर फॉर ॲग्रिकल्चर. दिस कंडिशन इज कॉल्ड फेमेन. व्हॉट इज फेमेन? The condition where the water level falls in rivers, wells, lake, burns and dam. Some of these may also go dry and land also dries up. Human and animals suffer from scarcity of water. There is no water for agriculture and such type of condition is called famine. Okay, and famine is a natural disaster. Grain and fodder become scarce during famine. During famine they do not get any grain because there is no water, there is no rain. How they can grow the grains and they can provide fodder to the animals? You may have read about the famine in our state or in our country or another part of the world. People living there have to face lots of hardship. Animals and plants in those parts also suffer. Okay, so they have to suffer a lot. They have to move, keep on moving from one place to another place in the search of water. Because there is no water, they cannot survive over there. So they have to keep on moving from the places to places in the search of water where they can get the water. And all people living over there, animals and plants also, they suffer. The government temporarily moves people and animal from famine-stricken areas to the safe places where they can be provided with water, food, grains and fodder. Fodder is the food for animal, we all know, and people can get food, grain and water. At such places, government moves the people. Okay, and fodder camps are set up to take care of domestic animals. For domestic animals, they set up the fodder camps. Okay, so in this way the famine or we can say the natural disaster take place in various part of our India also, and the people and animals can be taken care of such a way. So children, to avoid all these conditions of famine, drought, we have to manage the water. We all know there is rain in our country only for 4 months. So this water from the rain should be managed because we all get water from rain only. In the rivers, in the lakes also, they are getting the water from the rain only. So this rainwater should be managed properly. So let us see water management. Rain brings us water again and again. We all know every year for 4 months we are getting rain. There is rainy season from June, July, August, September. But we get rain for only 4 months in a year. If rainwater is not stored, we will not have water for our daily needs after the rain. Correct? Now after this 4 months, if the rainwater is not stored properly, we will not get the rain for we will not get the water for 8 months. What we will do for remaining 8 months if the water is not stored properly? Because we require water for all the things We cannot survive without water. So this water should be stored properly, should be managed properly. To meet the whole year's need for water, rainwater must be stopped. When it is stopped, it percolates into the soil. It seeps into the soil. It gets absorbed into the soil. Percolates means it gets absorbed. जेव्हा आपण हे रेन वॉटर स्टॉप करतो, एका ठिकाणी थांबवतो, तर ते काय होतं, सॉईलमध्ये पर्कोलेट होतं, ॲब्सॉर्ब होऊन जातं. ॲज द ग्राउंड वॉटर स्टोरेज इन्क्रीजेस, द ट्रीज गेट वॉटर, वेल्स टू गेट इनफ वॉटर अँड लँड कॅन बी कल्टिवेटेड. मग अशा प्रकारे वॉटर स्टॉप केलं तर ते पर्कोलेट होतं. ते पर्क्युलेट झालेलं वॉटर काय होतं, सॉईलमध्ये ॲब्सॉर्ब होऊन जातं आणि ग्राउंड वॉटरचं लेवल जी आहे ती वाढते, ती इन्क्रीज होते. ट्रीजना पण अशा प्रकारे वॉटर मिळतं, बिकॉज वी ऑल नो ट्रीज ॲब्सॉर्ब, द रूट्स ऑफ ट्रीज ॲब्सॉर्ब द वॉटर फ्रॉम द अंडरग्राउंड, करेक्ट ना. And so that they also get water, and whales also get enough water, and in this way we can cultivate our land. Several methods are also used to make rainwater seep into the soil. Large dams can be built. We can see here the bund is built on the stream. Here it is a stream flowing over here, and a bund is built over here. Bund is built on the stream so that the water can be stopped. So large dams can be built, but that may not be possible in all the places, because we all know in some places there are no rivers. In that event, the government and the people come together to undertake several works, such as building smaller reservoirs, contour bundings, and stopping the water of smaller streams by constructing bunds or bandharas. So we can see here on small stream how the bunds are built, because everywhere there are not big rivers, so we cannot build large dams on those rivers. It is not possible to all the places to build such a dams. करेक्ट ना. सगळीकडे अशा मोठ्या मोठ्या रिव्हर्स नाही आहे जिथे आपण मोठे मोठे डॅम्स बांधू शकतो. मग अशा ठिकाणी छोटे छोटे रिझर्वायर्स असतात, तलाव असतात, ते बांधले जातात. देन कॉन्टोर बंडिंग, कॅन यू सी हिअर द कॉन्टोर बंडिंग इज देअर. Here the contour buildings, that means when the rain water comes, they keep on flowing from one step to the other step to the third step. In this way, in the first step the most of the water get absorbed, then in the second step the water get absorbed slowly water gets absorbed at all the steps, and then it reaches to the last step. In this way the steps are built, which is known as contour bunding. Okay, so in this way naturally they build all these things, and so that water can be managed and can be stored. In some places, wells are dug in river beds to allow water to collect in them. In river beds only they build the water. रिव्हरच्या बेडमध्ये, रिव्हरच्या साईडलाच वेल्स बांधल्या जातात, विहिरी बांधल्या जातात. Then rain water falling on the roof of the houses is drained into large tanks placed beside the building. Using all such method help us to store as much water as possible. Can you see here the big tanks are placed over there beside the house, and so that the rainwater coming from the roof of the building get collected in this tank. So in this way the rainwater can be stored, and it can be saved and can be used for the longer period of time after the rainy season also. So using all such methods helps us to store much water as possible. It is very important to use water carefully, to stop rainwater from flowing away, to make it seep into ground, or to collect it in the tank. So we have to stop the rainwater, and we have to stop it from flowing away, because we all know all the water which is there on the surface of the earth, it flows away and it goes in the oceans and seas in the end. So what we have to do, we have to stop it. We have to stop it to flowing away and get mixed in the oceans and seas. करेक्ट ना. ओशनमध्ये आणि सीजमध्ये मिक्स होण्यापासून त्याला वाचवायचं आहे. ते वॉटर आपल्याला स्टॉप करायचं आहे, ते वॉटर पर्क्युलेट झालं पाहिजे, ते ग्राउंडमध्ये सिप झालं पाहिजे, सो दॅट the ground level water can increase and we get more amount of water through our wells, to our rivers and lakes. Taking steps to ensure that rainwater will be available even in the period after the rainy season is called water management. So what is water management? We have to take all these steps. So taking the steps to ensure that rainwater will be available even in the period after rainy season, it is called water management. So what we have learnt in this lesson, when substances that are harmful for living things get mixed with water, it becomes polluted. Before wastewater is let into water bodies, it is processed in many ways to prevent their pollution. Before the water is supplied to the public, the dissolved and undissolved substances in it are separated at waterworks and germs in it are destroyed. If it does not rain for long time, it leads to drought and famine. Famine conditions affect humans as well as animals and plants of that region. Water management means stopping or storing water or letting it percolate into ground to make it available even after rainy season. So in this way, this lesson ends here. Thank you for watching my video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe.